Right guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm just going to take a look at the Sram Force 22 lever. That's manual shift with a hydraulic brake. And I'm just going to concentrate on the actual where the hydraulic hose goes and how it's fitted into the shifter itself and how they fit into the calipers, both flat mount and the post mount caliper. So we'll just take a look at those, and also the 1x, which is just the brake lever for the left hand side, and then so that's on the 1x system. It's just all it is the brake lever itself, and then like I said, we got the Force 22 with the shifter, the double tap for the rear derailleur. So I'll go ahead, we'll have a closer look at them, what size tools and things you need to take them apart and how they come apart. So if you're wondering if you want to replace a hose or anything like that, or you bought some and you want to put them on your bike or anything like that, or you want to do some maintenance on them and you're just wondering what you might need and what's involved, then I'll go ahead and we'll run through it. Right, so here we have the Sram Force 22. This is obviously a right hand shifter with the double tap shift paddle here that does both up and down shifting, just the one paddle. Then your brake levers there. As you can see, double tap there. Now this is a flat mount Force HRD caliper, you can see. Now the bleed point on these, if it's on the bike, it'll be like that, mounted. And you see the bleed point is on the top there, which is a T9 Torx bit there. And obviously you need the correct Sram bleed kit for it, which consists of a couple of syringes, one for the caliper end and then a syringe for the lever end, which is under the top of the cover there. And the Sram system uses DOT 5.1 brake fluid, so you got to be careful with that. If you spill it anywhere, then don't leave it to dwell on any surfaces, get it off as soon as you can if you spill it, being as it's 5.1 fluid. DOT 5.1 is basically the same, it's the same as used in vehicles, cars, etc. It's the same fluid, so that's what's used in these, in the hydraulic reservoir and the caliper. So like I say, if you spill it, then get it off. So that's a 22 Force lever. Now you hear them called Sram Force CX1. That just applies to the, if it's a 1x system, then obviously you need, this is for the rear derailleur, 11 speed rear derailleur, and then you've got the 1x shifter, which is just literally a brake lever on the opposite side, like so, that control your rear brake in this instance. This is just a shifter, it's literally the same thing, but there's nothing inside it. It's just an empty, where the shifter would be inside, all the shifter bits and pieces inside the lever. This is just empty, there's nothing in it. All it is your brake. It's the same thing, you pop back the hood there, you just got your brake filler for the syringe, reservoir there. Again, it's T9 Torx for that. The mounting clamp at the back, both sides, it's a mounting bolt for that's underneath in there. And that's a 5mm hex head for those. It's in there. And your cable comes up. Your shift cable just goes through. So it'll still be the same, but in this one there's nothing inside it because it's just an empty, it's completely empty lever. The shift cable will go through there. I'll show it on the other one. On the inside of the lever, you just pull back your hood there. In the bottom slot, the elongated slot at the bottom, in that one there. So where the shifter cable goes in that one, and it comes round through the body itself, and it comes out of the top there, comes out here, and your outer cable with the end ferrule on the end goes in there, and the cable comes out and then goes from there underneath your bar tape and out to your head tube area. So what I'll do is I'll just take them apart a bit and then just get a closer look inside a lever for you, so you can see how to run in your hydraulic brake hose and how it fits also on the caliper end. And if you note, this is a flat mount caliper like so, and if you're running it on a bike that requires a post mount caliper, cyclocross etc., then you've got the other end like so, and that's a flat mount, and that's a post mount, sorry, flat mount, post mount. And on these ones, like I showed earlier, the bleed point is on the top there for the syringe to go in. On these, on the post mount caliper, it's just in there. It's the same thing again, it's just a T9 Torx, and it's just there instead. So you undo it from there, you undo that like so, and replace that, and your syringe goes in there. So that's the difference between the two, post mount and flat mount. Now, first job is you pull back your hood. I'll just point out some of the things on it. See, in the top there, you've got your reservoir filler there, and that is a T9 Torx bit for that. And then what you have to do to get into where the hose is, you pull back your hood out of the way, because you'll need it right out of the way for this. So if you just pull that back like so, then you see in there you've got 4 T9 Torx bits there. So if you remove them, the cover comes off. Obviously there'll be fluid in there. If you haven't drained the system, there'll be fluid in there first, and the banjo in the end where the hose is up here. If you remove that cover, now the cover that's holding the cable, the hose in place there, is this cover here, and all that is 3 star screwed, small star screws there, 1, 2, 1 at the back, 3. So if you remove that, then the hose is loose then. Right guys, so once you removed your cover there for your brake fluid, you can see that your hose goes into there like so. So that's a 3mm hex head for that. You see, you can see that the cover goes on there like so, and it fits over like so. That's what's inside, so I thought I'd just show you. Right, so when it comes to putting it back together, make sure your surface there is clean. The same on this side, around the rubber there. Make sure the outside of that's nice and clean. You haven't contaminated it with dirt or anything before you put it back on and put your 4 screws in. On the outside of the lever there, just make sure you see the rubber there. Just make sure that you haven't got that kinked up or anything there, because it will leak. Make sure it's nice and flat there. Right, so then you can go ahead and just get your screws started off. Just do each one a bit at a time, just crisscross the pattern and tighten those down. Right, so once you've fitted your reservoir there, cover, you can go ahead and fit your cover over, plastic cover there, what holds the brake hose in place. They're just 3 of the little star screws to go back in. You can go ahead and refit those. Right, so here you have your flat mount caliper with the bracket installed. Obviously you can have it either way up, 140 or 160, depending on which way you have the bracket up. So you can take it out, it's T20, turn it round, whichever size disc you got. Then you've got your T20 there to mount your banjo onto the caliper, like so. And then on this end, what you need to do is you've got your hose, like so. You just put your rubber boot on first, then put your fitting on, which is an 8mm spanner for that. And then you see here you've got your fitting that goes on the end. There's a T9 Torx bit in the end, and then that threads up inside the end of your hose. You just put that in, like so. Tighten up with your Torx bit, and then that goes in the end, like so. And you just tighten that down to the end of the hose. That's in there like so, and then that will go down inside there like so to the bottom, and obviously you got your mounting bolt goes in, and then your rubber cover covers this up, the bolt. So that's how that works. Right, so the same thing applies if you've got one of the post mount calipers like so. Sram Force, it's the same fittings in the end. You've got your olive that goes in the end of the hose. Like I said, you've got the rubber boot that covers up the nut there. Same principle applies to one of these calipers. Right guys, there's a quick look at the shifters and the brakes for you. So if you found it helpful for your own build or your own bike, then give the video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more cycle related content. Till next video, ride safe and I'll see you then.